Kadamai Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamaram Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णवृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरद्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा welcome. So till now we have seen first four shlokas of our Isopanisad. In that we have seen about the Supreme Lord Ishvara, how he is the controller, he is the maintainer of everything. Then we also saw the art of living, how a person should live. Further we saw about the destiny of a person who is not following Ishavasya principle, the destination of a person of a soul killer, Atmaha, the person who kills, who is the killer of the soul. What is his destination? And then we saw the fourth verse, that is how Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Sri Vishnu is a supremely independent, and we saw some of the qualities of that supreme personality of Godhead. Any question or doubt till now? Okay, so today we'll go for the verse number 5.
Saurabh Prabhu, please share screen, Prabhu.
Can you share?
So verse number 5 is
So, like, if I am co-host, I will, Prabhu.
Yes, you are. You are.
okay, I think I can also share. Just give me a minute. Can you all see?
Yes, bro.
Yes, Prabhu, the screen is visible.
Okay. तदेजेति तन्निजति तद्दूरे तदन्तिके तदन्तरस्य सर्वस्य तदु सर्वस्य बाह्यतः. The translation is the Supreme Lord walks and does not walk. He is far away, but he is near as well. He is within everything, and yet he is outside of everything. So this particular shloka, it talks about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we already saw there are 5 topics of Ishopanishad. There are similarly 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita also. In that, this particular topic which we are discussing is about Ishvara. So Ishvara is, we just saw that he is supremely independent. Now we are going to see how this Lord, Supreme Lord, is inconceivable. We always say the Tattva which Gaudiya Vaishnavas study or Gaudiya Vaishnavas practice or follow is Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. In this word Achintya is very important. Achintya is inconceivable. It is just difficult to understand that Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not that easy to understand. So, even for a Brahma, who is the creator of this universe, who came into this creation from the navel of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the direct son of Krishna, that Brahma also does not know who is, who is this Lord completely. So, to know God is not very easy, or to know God completely is not possible. And that's why he is inconceivable. It is very, very difficult to conceive. It is very, very difficult to understand. It is very difficult to hold on to this understanding of Krishna. And for that, for us, we know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but that supremacy incomplete is very difficult to understand. So one of few of those qualities of inconceivable nature of Lord is explained in this verse. The Supreme Lord walks and does not walk. How is that possible? Somebody can walk and then somebody does not walk. How is that? Either they don't walk or either they walk. But here he walks and does not walk. He is far away, but he is very near as well. He's way too ahead, far. When demigods, when they want to approach, when they have to approach, they go to Shiva, they go to Brahma, and then Shiva, Brahma lead it. So they lead this whole army of whole, band devatas, demigods, and all of them they go, and on the shore of a Shirodakshay Vishnu, or on the shore of a Karuna Ocean, they stand, and from there they offer praise. They chant Purusha Sukta, Stri Sukta. They also chant, there are many, many suktas they chant, or they offer so many prayers. And after offering so many prayers, they just hear a sound, Tathastu, or they hear a sound, yes, I will appear and protect all of you. They can't see him. So he's very, very far to even approach by demigods. Even demigods cannot approach him. But as well as he's very, very near to everyone. He's within everything, and yet he is outside everything. He's present within everything. Everything. Basically, I know that is the reason there is a very common saying in India. Kan kan mein Bhagwan hai. So Krishna is present in every element, everything. Yet he is outside everything. He is within also, and he is outside also. So this is a very interesting verse which we will study. That these are the contradictory qualities of Lord which are explained here. He moves and he does not move, or he walks or does not walks, or he's away or he's very near, and he's within everything, or he's outside everything. So these qualities of Supreme Personality of Godhead are explained here. Can somebody just revise me which are the qualities of Supreme Lord explained in last verse? Any few qualities which you all know?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, it is mentioned that he is swifter than the mind and demigods cannot approach him.
Yes. Manaso Javiyo. He is swifter than the mind. Okay. And come on, we discussed this last time.
He is the controller of everything.
Okay. He controls
And
everything, even the supplier of a rain and air. Devatas.
and surpasses all excellence.
He surpasses all excellence. Very good. Tadhavatonyan ate tishtati.
He has his transcendental abode.
He has his transcendental abode. Very nice. He is fixed in his transcendental abode. Anejada. Anything else?
His energies are innumerable.
He has innumerable energies. Okay. Even the powerful demigods cannot approach him. He is very powerful. Okay, so similarly in this also, the contradictory qualities of Lord is explained. He can walk, he does not walk, he is far, he is near, he is within everything, or he is without everything. So in the beginning, Srila Prabhupada is going to explain us how all the contradictions are resolved at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. And for that, having this understanding of Krishna as the Supreme Person of God is very important. And this same Lord has inconceivable potencies, and those potencies are explained. And then further, our Prabhupada explains how he is far, how he is near, how he is inside, and how he is outside, or how he plays such an inconceivable role. That is explained here. Okay, let's go through the purport. Who is reading the purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I Prabhuji?
Yes.
Purport is Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Here is a description of some of the Supreme Lord's transcendental activities executed by his inconceivable potencies. The contradiction given here prove the inconceivable potencies of the Lord. He walks and he does not walk. Ordinarily, if someone can talk, it is illogical to say he cannot talk.
It's walk. It's
Someone can, if someone can walk, it's illogical to say he cannot walk. But in the reference to the God, such a contradiction simply serves to indicate his inconceivable power. With our limited fund of knowledge, we cannot accommodate such contradiction, and therefore we conceive of the Lord in terms of our limited powers of understanding. For example, the impersonalist philosopher. The impersonalist philosophers of Mayavada school accept only the Lord's impersonal activities and reject his personal future. But the members of the Bhagavata school, adopting the perfect conception of the Lord, accept his inconceivable potencies and thus understand that he is both personal and impersonal. The Bhagavatas know that without inconceivable potency, there can be no meaning to the words Supreme Lord. We should not take it for granted that because we cannot see God with our eyes, the Lord has no personal existence. Sri Isopanisad refutes these arguments by declaring that the Lord is far away but very near also. The abode of the Lord is behind the material sky, and we have no means to measure even this material sky. If the material sky extends so far, then what to speak of the spiritual sky, which is altogether beyond it? That the spiritual sky is situated far away from the material universe is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 15.6. But despite the Lord's being so far away, he can at once, within less than a second, descend before us with a speed swifter than that of mind or wind. He can also run so swiftly that no one can surpass him. This has been described in the previous verse.
Okay. So here Srila Prabhupada is talking about how there are contradictions, but all the contradictions. So, unfortunately, the impersonal school thought they have this understanding that Lord is, is not a person, and because he is not a person, he is something which is just a light, or he's not having a perfect personal form. And because of this understanding, he is some Shakti, he's some energy, he's some light. That is what understanding they have. But that's not the complete understanding. The complete understanding is that Absolute Truth has three features, that is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So once somebody knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, where this word personality is very important. He is a person. So he's both. He's a person and he's impersonal, Prabhupada is mentioned. So all this contradiction, like, previously also I was explaining that in India, very often the Supreme Absolute Truth is explained as a Nirgun Nirakar. That, he has Nirgun, that means literal meaning is that he does not have any guna. And Nirakar, he does not have any akar. That is what the understanding is. But that is not the case. The Supreme Personality of Godhead possesses so many gunas, so many qualities. So he does not have any material quality, that is understanding. Or he is not captured by the three modes of material nature. The three guna tapa. And another important understanding about Nirakar is Nirakar. He does not have akar. What is a material akar? He has a completely spiritual body. And that's why this Nirgun and Nirakar understanding of impersonalist, that he does not have any qualities or he does not have any form, is very limited understanding. He equally has a very supreme energy, supreme qualities, and supremely spiritual form. That spiritual qualities and spiritual form is a very, very important aspect. Similarly, here also we see that he does not walk or he walks. He is inconceivable. He can do anything at any place. He can sit at one place and he can create or destroy anything anywhere. And that's why it's inconceivable. He can do anything. Even if he takes out something, like somebody gets a siddhi of creating something. So to create that particular thing, he has to destroy something somewhere, or he has to snatch, he has to grab, or he has to pull something from somewhere else. But that is not the case with Supreme Personality. Even if Lord creates something, some other things are not disturbed. They are as it is. And that's why this Supreme Person of Godhead is very difficult to understand that, he has this content. So point is, all the contradiction, they resolve at one place. Knowing that Krishna is the absolute truth, Krishna is that Supreme Person of Godhead. Like I was explaining about Dr. Radhakrishna. Dr. Radhakrishna was saying that, the person Krishna who's sitting on the chariot or who is instructing Arjuna is just a person. There is a light within that person should be respected. So he has a very limited understanding of Lord as a Brahman. And that's why he's just focusing on the light. But that same Lord is acting as a Paramatma. That same Krishna who is sitting on the chariot instructing Arjuna is acting, he is a Bhagavan. He is that Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why this word, Supreme Personality, the word personality is very important. So all the contradiction will resolve when somebody has a clear knowledge about absolute truth, that is Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. And especially when you are saying the Supreme Lord, he is the personality, he is a personal form. So when somebody knows this, we can understand that he is that special person who can walk also and he does not walk also. He is far also, he is near also. So all the contradiction will resolve just by knowing the inconceivable potencies, Achinta Shakti of Supreme Lord Krishna. So these inconceivable potencies are what? Without such inconceivable potencies, there is no meaning of the word Supreme Lord. Prabhupada explained. The Bhagavata knows without inconceivable potencies, there is no meaning to the word Supreme Lord. Otherwise, he is just a normal being. Because he has this inconceivable potencies, he is a Supreme Lord. Further, Prabhupada is saying that he is simultaneously personal and impersonal depending on the consciousness of a people who approach him. So it is very important to understand person's consciousness is very, very important. The way person approach, the way person's consciousness is, that matters whether he is a personal or impersonal. Then further it is said that the Lord is a omnipresent. He is present at the same time in material sky and in spiritual sky. He is present everywhere. So that's why the Lord is a omnipresent. He is not just at one place. If a living entity, he can be at one place at one time. Even there are Siddhis and Babas who can move from one place to another place within a second. But when they move, like sometimes it is said in Kumbh Mela, there are some sadhus who suddenly appear from the water and then they disappear. But when it is not that they are also sitting in Himalaya and they also expanded and they have come here. No, it is only a Krishna who can expand like this. He is at one place. So omnipresent quality is the quality of a Supreme Lord. So that Supreme Lord, who is personal and impersonal, is also omnipresent, and that's why he is far or he is near. This particular contradiction, which is explained, can be understood that he can be very far, where you cannot approach him. At the same time, he's the one who is very, very near. And when we see that Krishna is very near in the form Paramatma, he is near to every living entity. There is a Paramatma of a Brahmanda, there is a Paramatma which is present in every living entity. And that's why the next contradiction which is explained, that he is present within and without. So this omnipresence is also very nicely explained, where Krishna is either present in material or spiritual sky, and he is present in his different forms at different. He is present everywhere. Omnipresent. He is omnipresent. Okay. Then, despite Lord being so far, he can at once, within a less than a second, descend before us with the speed of a mind or a wind. With the swifter, it is a speed which is swifter than the mind or a wind. So that fast he is. This is how he can be very near, also very far also. So these are the qualities. Further, it is said when the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes before us, we neglect him. Such a foolish negligence is condemned by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita 9.11, where he says that the foolish deride him, considering him a mortal being. He is not a mortal being, nor does he come before us with the body produced of a material nature. There are many so-called scholars who contend that the Lord descends in the body made up of matter, just like an ordinary living being. Not knowing his inconceivable power, such a power foolish man place the Lord on an equal level with the ordinary men. So it is a very offensive thing, and it is very sad to see Krishna on the same platform. Many times, many people try to drag Krishna on our platform. That's why they have argument. Why did Krishna perform a Ras Leela? Like Gandhi is saying that if Krishna has performed a Ras Leela, I don't accept him as the Supreme Lord. Why? Because you are trying to bring him to your level. He is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever Krishna has done, there is a very powerful reason behind it. Whatever Krishna has done, there is a very important aspect to understand, that he is the supreme enjoyer, he is the supreme controller, he is the proprietor, Bhoktaram Ekatapasan, Sarvalokamaheshwaram. He is the well-wisher of all the living entity. So whatever he does is perfect. And that's why we should not, because we cannot understand the inconceivable power of Krishna, the foolish man tried to bring Lord on an equal level. I cannot enjoy 16,108 women. I cannot marry. Why Krishna can marry? So this is being envious of Krishna. This is trying to bring Krishna on our level. And that's why Bhagavad Gita 9.11, which is said, it talks about avajananti ma mudha manushedanu ashrita parama bhavajananto Mama Bhuta Maheshwara. This particular verse, talking that how fools, avajananti ma mudha manushim tanumashrita. There are fools who try to bring Lord to the level of human. Fools deride me when I descend in a human body. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. So these foolish people, they don't know that who is the Supreme Person of Godhead. So here, that this particular quality of he is far and he is near is explained, and further he does not move. That is also explained in this further discussion. So this is very important. One should not try to bring Lord on our platform. So that shows our envy. When we have said that Jiveda Swarupa Krishna Nityadas, we are servant of Krishna. And every living entity is a servant of Krishna. He cannot say that he is the Supreme Lord. And just because you cannot become a Supreme Person of Godhead, you should not pull Krishna thinking that, oh, he was passionate, he was in ignorance, he was in goodness. How can he cheat? How can he do this? And then there are many people who will have these arguments and try to bring Krishna on our level. It is offensive, it is wrong, and should not do that. Further, who can read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Because he is full of inconceivable potencies, God can accept our service through any sort of medium, and he can convert his different potencies according to his own will. Non-believers argue either that the Lord cannot incarnate himself at all, or that if he does not, he descends in the form of material energy. These arguments are nullified if we accept the existence of Lord's inconceivable potencies. Then we will understand that even if the Lord appears before us in the form of material energy, it is quite possible for him to convert these energies into spiritual energy. Since the source of the energies is one and the same, the energies can be utilized according to the will of their source. For example, the Lord can appear in the form of Archa Vigraha, a deity, supposedly made up of earth, stone, or wood. Deity forms, although engraved from wood, stone, or other matter, are not idols, as the iconoclast contend. In our present state of imperfect material existence, we cannot see the Supreme Lord due to imperfect vision. Yet those devotees who want to see him by means of material vision are favored by the Lord, who appears in so-called material form to accept his devotee service. One should not think that such devotees who are in the lowest stage of devotional service are worshipping an idol. They are factually worshipping the Lord, who has agreed to appear before them in an approachable way. Nor is the archer form fashioned against the whims of the worshipper. This form is eternally existent with the all paraphernalia. This can be actually felt by the senior devotee, but not by an atheist. In Bhagavad Gita 4.11, the Lord says that how he treats his devotees depends on the devotee's degree of surrender. The Lord reserves the right not to reveal himself to anyone and everyone, but to show himself only to those souls who surrender unto him. Thus, for the surrendered soul, he is always within reach, whereas for the unsurrendered soul, he is far, far away and cannot be approached. In this connection, two words, the revealed scriptures often apply to the Lord. Saguna with qualities and Nirguna without qualities are very important. The word Saguna does not imply that when the Lord appears with the perceivable qualities, he must take on a material form and be subject to the laws of material nature. For him, there is no difference between the material and spiritual energies because he is the source of all energies. As the controller of energies, he cannot at any time be under their influence as we are. The material energy works according to his directions. Therefore, he can use that energy for his purpose without ever being influenced by any of the qualities of that energy. In this sense, he is nirguna, without qualities, nor does the Lord become a formless entity at any time, for ultimately he is the eternal form, the primeval Lord. His impersonal aspect or Brahman effulgence is but the glow of his personal rays, just as the sun rays are the glow of the sun god. When the child saint Prahlad Maharaj was in the presence of his atheist father, his father asked him, "Where is your God?" When Prahlad replied that God resides everywhere, the father angrily asked whether his God was within one of the pillar of that palace, and the child says yes. At once the atheist king shattered the pillar in the front of him to pieces, and the Lord instantly appeared as Narsimha, the half man, half lion incarnation, and killed the atheist king. Thus, the Lord is within everything and he creates everything by his different energies. Through his inconceivable powers, he can appear at any place in order to favor his sincere devotees. Lord Narsimha appeared from within the pillar, not by the order of the atheist king, but by the wish of his devotee Prahlada. An atheist cannot order the Lord to appear, but the Lord will appear anywhere and everywhere to show the mercy to his devotee. The Bhagavad Gita purported similarly states that the Lord appears in order to vanquish non-believers and protect believers. Of course, the Lord has sufficient energies and agents who can vanquish atheists, but it pleases him to personally favor a devotee. Therefore, he descends as an incarnation. Actually, he descends only to favor his devotees, not for any other purpose. Shall I continue, Prabhuji?
Yes, complete.
In the Brahma Samhita 5.35, it is said that Govinda, the primeval Lord, enters everything by his plenary portion. He enters the universe as well as the atoms of the universe. He is outside his Virata form and he is within everything as Antaryami. As Antaryami, he witnesses everything that is going on and he awards us the results of our actions as Karma Phala. We ourselves may forget that we have done in previous lives, but because the Lord witnesses our actions, the results of our actions are always there, and we have to undergo the reactions nonetheless. The fact is that there is nothing but the God within and without. Everything is a manifestation of his different energies, like the heat and light emanating from a fire. And in this way, there is a oneness among his diverse energies. Although there is oneness, however, the Lord in his impersonal form, he still enjoys unlimitedly all the pleasures enjoyed minutely by the tiny parts and parcels of living entities.
Hare Krishna. So here Prabhupada is explaining very important points. First, Prabhupada is explaining about the Lord. He appears and he does not appear. So we also saw that Lord is omnipresent. He is far. He is near. He does not move. He moves. And further, he said that he's inside and he's outside. That means he appears and he does not appear. So Lord is within everything and can mercifully appear at any place. And he does not appear by the order or challenge of the atheist. So there are many atheists who say that, if I have to believe God, then you show God in front of my eyes. And then they come up with this stupid understanding. These karma chakshus cannot see Krishna. These chakshu which are made up of material thing, they can't see the supreme absolute truth, who is, on such a subtle level. And that's why this atheistic the challenge. He should appear. So he does not appear in front of these people. But wherever he wants to appear, he can appear at any way and anyhow. That's the supremacy of Supreme Personal Godhead. And there is the example of Prahlad given. How Prahlad, being such a pure devotee of Krishna, he said, yes, my Lord is in this pillar. And then Lord appeared in that pillar for the pleasure of his devotee. So for the devotee, he can appear anywhere. And for non-devotee or atheistic people, he does not appear. He does not care to be. So it's very, very important. With a great faith and devotion, we can appear a lot. And we see that, the appearance of Radharaman just recent few days before we celebrated. The desire of his holy, the Gopala Bhatta Goswami, that, everybody has a deity and I don't have a deity. It will be so nice that if I have a deity form, I can decorate. And from that Shaligram, Radharamanji appeared, was the most charming deity of Vrindavan. Very beautiful deity of Vrindavan, that is Radharaman appeared. And there are so many incidences and pastime where Krishna appears at that place to his devotees. But when the non-devotee is challenging, he does not care to appear. And then example of Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu is the best example to understand this. Then further it is said that, seen only by a surrendered soul, Lord Krishna treats his devotee depending on the degree of their surrender. So there is this, so Mano Bhagavata talks about Ye Thamam Prapadante, Tam Sateva Bhajav. The way you love me, I will respect. Ye Thamam, whatever is the way a person is surrendered, how much is the surrender of a person, accordingly, he receives the mercy of Lord. He reserves the right not to reveal himself to everyone. He is always close to the surrendered devotees. So it is good to be a devotee of Krishna, where one day Krishna will reveal his beautiful form to all of us. And then that deity form of Krishna will be our Ishtadev, our heart's important. It is very important to our heart. So that way we understand he is very far and he is very easily approachable. To his devotees who knows that he is the Supreme Lord, he is easily available. And for the non-devotee who is not accepting his supremacy, he is not available for lifetime together. Then further it is explained by Prabhupada that he is Virata and he is Antaryami. So when the Virata form of Lord is explained that he is outside everything. So that beautiful form, that very huge Virata form is explained, which is outside everything. At the same time, he is in the heart of everyone who knows everybody's heart. And that's why he's also called as Antaryami, who knows everything inside. So he knows inside, outside of everyone. He's present inside and outside everything. So he's far, he's inside, outside, he's near, he can walk, does not walk, he's present in all the elements, he's not present in the elements. Is the explanation which we are saying. Then we also see the personal and impersonal form. There, Saguna and Nirguna, what we were talking in the beginning, is explained very nicely by Prabhupada. And further, the inconceivable potencies, how they act, is explained. The incarnations of Lord. So non-believers are fool, neglect the Lord when he descends, considering him as a mortal being. So when Krishna descended or Lord Rama descended on this planet, there were some endless entity or there were some living entities who did not understand he is the Supreme Lord. And they did not accept him as Supreme Lord. Even, when it comes to Duryodhana in Mahabharata, Krishna, he showed a Virata form to Arjuna. But before that, also Krishna showed a Virata form to some extent to Duryodhana. And Duryodhana is ordering to his soldiers that you capture this form, tied him up. And he's not understanding that after showing Virata form also, he's unfortunately not understanding the supremacy of Krishna. And what he asks from Krishna is that give me your Sena. And then he takes Krishna's soldiers, but then Pandavas, Arjuna especially, says, I want Krishna. And that's why Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho Dhanudara Tatra Sri Vijaya Bhuti Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. And wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is Dhanudhari Arjuna, of fortune, victory, Aishwarya is sure to be there. And that person who accepts that is also a very Nitiman, is very cultured, is full of good qualities. That Supreme Lord is a source and a controller of all energy. So there are n number of energies, innumerable energies of Krishna, and he's the source of all that energy. Further, Prabhupada also talks about a deity form. A deity Lord appears in the form of Archa Vigraha. Deity supposed to be made of earth, stone, wood. The deity form, although engraved from the wood, stone, or other matter, are not idols, as the what is it? Iconoclast content. Oh, that's interesting. So this particular form of deity also Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Brajendra Nanda. Mahaprabhu says that he is not just a Pratima, he is not just a form. He is sakshat, he is himself Brajendra Nanda. I remember long time back we had gone for a camp in Mayapur. And there one of our devotee coming from IIT was talking to this boy in Gurukul. Those days in Mayapur, that Gurukul boys were like, everybody used to get attracted towards them. So this Gurukuli boy came and this boy, who was a scientific-minded boy, asked, do you believe that about Krishna? He said, yes, Krishna is the supreme person about it. Then this boy says, okay, have you seen him? And this Gurukul boy answers, yes, I see him every day. He is that Radhamada who is the Supreme Lord, who is there present giving darshan. And then this engineering boy, the IIT boy was like shocked. Oh, this small boy has so much faith. So he is not just a Pratima which is made up of a stone, clay or something like that. He is Sakshat Brajendra Nandan. So the deity form of Lord is also to be understood. So atheist people, they say that, oh, it is just a form of, it's just a stone or wood or metal. No, he is that beautiful form of Krishna, who is none other than Krishna. Pratibha nahi, Sakshat Brajendra Nandan. You are that Brajendra Nandan Krishna. Further, Prabhupada talks about the oneness and the different qualities, that how Krishna is, Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. We just understood of Achintya, that is inconceivable, and Bheda and Abheda Tattva, that how Krishna has qualities, and the living entity also has. Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha, and the living entity as Satchidananda. But then qualitative and quantitative difference is explained here. So this God, the Supreme Person of Godhead, is in and out. Everything is manifestation of his energy, like the heat and the light emanates from the fire, and thus there is oneness amongst his divine, diverse energies. Although there is oneness, the Lord has his personal form and still enjoys unlimitedly all the pleasures enjoyed minutely by the tiny part and parcel living entities. So Lord is that supreme being who is an enjoyer, who is a controller, who is a proprietor, who is within and without. He is Achintya. So this Achintya Tattva is very well explained in this particular words. Anyone has any question on verse number 5? That it started with inconceivable Lord. The Achintya Tattva is explained here.
Prabhuji, one question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, bro.
So, Prabhuji, as we see, when Narsim the Bhagwan appears from the pillar, then Hiranyakashipu can see him. So, really, that Hiranyakashipu have a Dibyak Chachu, how can understand this part? Because he is not a devotee.
I did not get your last sentence statement. Can you repeat again?
Hiranyakashipu is not a devotee, so really he have that Dibya Chachu to see the Lord Narsimha.
Okay. Like this is something like Duryodhana, who saw Virata form but did not believe he is the Supreme Lord. Same is the case with Hiranyakashipu also. The Lord gave him this vision to see him, but he could not. Even Arjuna, when he wanted to see Krishna's Virata form, that time Krishna awarded him those Divya Chakshu, of special vision, by which he can actually hold or see this Virata Rupa. So the point is, Krishna will award those Virata Chakshu to see or give that particular guidance. Even you see this little Krishna, in that it is shown that whenever this demon is attacking on Krishna directly, and then Krishna is fighting with this demon, they see a special form of Krishna as a Supreme Lord. And then after that, they still, out of ignorance or out of their attachment to their opinions, out of their whatever, they keep fighting, thinking that we are superior to Krishna. So, and this particular explanation is given that they could see Krishna's supreme absolute form, but unfortunately they did not believe it. So Krishna can award this Divya Chakshu and give that knowledge or guidance. But then unfortunately, living entity, because of his attachment to his ego or attachment to thinking that he is the supreme, he's powerful, this thought of becoming God, or this desire to lord it over everything, unfortunately makes him forget. So to see Lord, surely you need a Divya Chakshu, and it is only Lord who can award this Divya Chakshu. Okay, bro?
Thank you.
हरे
Anything
कृष्ण
else?
ब्रो जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Yes, bro.
ब्रो जी, हम जब भी डीटी को देखते हैं हमको इतना फेथ नहीं आता है कि वो स्वयं भगवान है बोल के, लेकिन वो फेथ कैसे डेवलप किया जाए?
Okay, good. Just 1 minute.
You are on mute, Prabhuji.
So we every day go in front of Lord and we see the DT form, and then how to develop that faith. So to develop a faith, it's very, very important to render a service. First of all, we know it theoretically. Whenever in any aspect of our Krishna consciousness or anything, we first hear a theory of that particular thing. Like you go to a laboratory to perform any experiment. First theory is taught, and then you are asked that you take some chemicals and mix those chemicals, and you get this. Take the example of a titration experiment. You mix those two colors, you mix two chemicals, and you get that pinkish color. And then you say, oh yes, this works. This particular theory is right. Similarly, theoretically, we may say that, oh, Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Brajendra Nandan. So, whenever you go in front of Brajendra Nandan, that is Krishna, who is into the DT form, that is Radha Vandam Chandra, you go and pray to Radha Vandam Chandra. Your prayers will be answered. If Krishna finds it suitable, he will answer your prayers. Or you go and render service to Krishna. When you render service to the deity, having faith that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, our faith will increase more and more. So, Shraddha becomes Nishta. There is in our stages of devotional service, there is Shraddha. It's a very beginning thing. Having a faith, which is a fragile faith. It is a very komala Shraddha, it is said in by Bhaktivedanta Thakur. It's a very Madhuri Kadamani explains that this is a Komala Shraddha. It's a very soft faith, or it's very fragile faith. Eventually it turns into a sadhu sangha. You start associating with devotees, hear from them that it's not a deity, it's not a marble, it is Krishna himself. Sadhus will give this conviction. Then you take a sadhu sangha, then you do a bhajana kriya, you start rendering services, and then slowly this faithlessness will go, anartha nivrutti will happen, and one day will come, we'll reach to the level of nishta. And that's why if somebody wants to develop faith in the deities, offer flowers, offer tulasi, offer puja, then render service to the deities, wash the vessel of Lord, come in the association of devotees, hear the glories of Krishna, pray in front of that deity, your prayers will be answered. So there are different ways by which our faith can be increased. The best way is to render service to the deities. That's very important. Okay, bro? Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes? Anybody has any other question?
Prabhuji, two
Yes.
questions. Like this, Achintya is inconceivable, and then
Yes.
Ved, Abhed, whether it is explained by like Sagun and Nirgun, then Virat and Antaryami.
Yeah, you can either, like this particular verse very nicely explains about this Achintya, Bheda and Abheda, that is within and without. There's a contradiction. Bheda, Abheda means contradiction. So this is with the Lord and living entities, one first of all, or Lord himself also. Lord is Achintya, he is inconceivable, he is far or he is near, he is within or without, he can walk, he cannot walk, he move, he does not move. So these are the contradiction, which is Bheda and Abheda. Also, the Achintya Bheda Abheda is very nicely understood within the connection with the living entity and Lord. Living entities, especially when we talk about Bheda and Abheda. Living entity and Lord, Abheda is that there is no difference. They are same. But their Bheda means there is a difference. So what is that similarity? The qualities are similar. But when it comes to Bheda, the difference is in quantity. So Bheda Bheda means qualitative and quantitative difference of Lord. So Achintya is inconceivable, Lord is inconceivable. There is a difference and there is a similarity between a Lord and his devotees. Or this particular contradiction, which is a Bheda, which is also understood through this verse, that there he is within, without, he is far, near, all of that. Okay, bro?
And Prabhuji, that he walks and he does not walks. So whether like we can relate, like if it's personal, then he walks, then in impersonal, then he doesn't walks. Is it
Yes,
like?
Prabhupada is also explaining here about impersonal and personal. There, Prabhupada is basically trying to add that he moves and he does not move. So, walking means moving, and does not walking means not moving. So, his walking is a personal form, and does not walk is a impersonal.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In last para, it is mentioned that there is oneness among his diverse energies. So does it mean diverse energies mean the three energies, external energy, internal energy, and marginal energy?
Yes, yes, Mataji.
The three energies, right? Okay.
So, these all energies they come from Krishna. So that's why they are one, but they have different responsibilities and they have different roles to play. So they are different. So there is a oneness and difference, which is explained there.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, sir.
Internal potency, external potency, and Tatasa Shakti. And internal potency has so many other Shaktis. They have different roles to play. There's Radharani, who's the supreme internal potency, Ladini Shakti. From her comes Rukmini, Satyabhama, Lakshmi, Sita. So many thousands and thousands of Lakshmis come, and all different Lakshmis have different responsibilities to play. And those energies also further expands. Then Radharani's external potency is Durga, and then she expands and she has different so many forms and so many responsibilities. So this is how it is. Okay. Anything else?
Arigon, Prabhuji?
Yes, bro.
That oneness is like, can you little bit elaborate on oneness?
Sorry.
Can you elaborate on oneness little bit?
Okay. So there is nothing but a God in and out, everything, and is manifested of its energies, like the heat and the light emanates from the fire. Thus, there is oneness amongst his diverse energy. So here this example Prabhupada has given, like the heat and light. So fire is a fire. What comes out of fire? We get a heat. And also fire emanates light. So this fire has two energies. One is heat and light. Similarly, Lord has multiple energies. And those multiple energies, when they are present, they have different roles and responsibilities. So when they have different roles and responsibilities, people may say that, oh, Durga is different, or Sita is different, Radharani is different, Lakshmi are different. And then you may say they're different. Or when it comes to chit potency, Balramji is a chit potency. The four quadruple expansion of Balramji, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Anuruddha, Vasudeva, they have different roles to play in the universe and the creation, or further expansion of Lord's. Or we see that the Vishnu, Mahavishnu, and these Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Shirodaksha Vishnu, Karnadaksha Vishnu, they have different roles to play. So they all are energies. So when it comes to Krishna and Vishnu, we say that Krishna and Vishnu are not different. For us, Vishnu is also Supreme Absolute Truth, and Krishna is also Supreme Absolute Truth. So similarly, these energies also, which are internal and external energy of Krishna, ultimately those energies, though they have a different roles, like this fire, the energy is heat and cold, heat and light. Light has a different role to play, heat has a different role to play. But they emanate from one, that is fire. So that oneness is all these energies are coming from Krishna. And because those energies coming from Krishna, the Krishna is that one personality. Krishna is that one superior source of that all energies. Though all these energies may be different, they are innumerable, but then ultimately there is a concept of oneness, that is Krishna is that one. Now, somebody may come to this understanding of oneness means ultimately everything merge into one. No, that is not the case. Here specifically, that's why it is mentioned that he has a multiple energies, and those multiple energies are individual. The individuality of person, or individuality of those energies are also focused here. When it comes to Tathastha Shakti, somebody will say all Tathasthas are like one Shakti, and ultimately all Shaktis enter into Krishna. But after entering into that absolute truth, or after entering into, merging into Brahman of the Brahmavadis, the impersonalists have understanding is ultimately everybody merge into Brahman and they become one. No, they does not become one. There is an individual identity of everything. When they have individual identity, but the source of this individual identity is Krishna. So that's oneness lies with Krishna. This understanding of oneness is that everything comes from him. Though Krishna has diverse energy, all those diverse energies come from that one personality of Godhead, that is Krishna. So that's how we can understand.
Yeah. So this is also like
Achintya Vedanta. Although there is a oneness, however, the Lord in his personal form still enjoys unlimitedly all the pleasure enjoyed minutely by the tiny part and parcel of living entities. So even if the living entities enjoy some way, and Krishna enjoys fully all those energies which are coming out of it. So in the concept of oneness, if you are merging into one and you become one, which is the impersonal understanding, so then you can't enjoy. There's different enjoys the different energies. So even a small minute Ishvara, that is a living entity, can enjoy. What to speak about the supreme enjoyer, that is Krishna, we can enjoy multiple energies. And that's why sometimes this question arises that Krishna is Atma Rama. Atma Ram means he is self-satisfied. It is said that he does not need anything. Then why did he create so many energies? Why did he create so many living entities? It is very clear. He is the supreme enjoyer. And because he is a supreme enjoyer, he can create n number of living entities, n number of energies, and enjoy that facility himself. And who is that enjoyer? That is Supreme Lord of Krishna. That is one. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to the next verse. Mantra number 6. So, we are seeing that, Krishna is a supreme Ishvara. Isha Vasam Idam Sarvam Yachkinchit Jagatam Jagat. Or Krishna, so Isha Vasa principle is that he is that supreme person of Godhead, Ishvara, who is the controller of everything. Then we also saw he is a supremely independent. Or we also saw he is a Achintya, he is inconceivable, and he has inconceivable potencies. So, after understanding Lord has inconceivable qualities, Lord is a supremely independent. Now, how can we see that God How can we see Supreme Krishna everywhere? That is explained in this verse number 6. So seeing God everywhere. Mantra number 6. Yastu सर्वाणि भूतान्य आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्स्यते. He who systematically sees everything in relationship to the Supreme Lord, who sees all living entities as his part and parcel, and who sees the Supreme Lord within everything, never hates anything or any being. So, विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गविहस्तिने शुनि चैव शपाके च pandita samadarshina. This is the verse which comes in Bhagavad Gita, which talks about vidya vinay sampanne, a person who is full of knowledge. Vidya vinay sampanne brahmane gavi. He has a vinay also. He is very humble. And what he does, brahmane gavi hastini. No, it is a brahmana, or it is a cow, or it is an elephant. Brahmane gavi hastini shuni chaiva shopake cha. Or even it is a dog or dog eater. What he does, Shuni Chaya Sapakalcha, Pandita, that particular Pandita, Samadarshina, he's a Samadarshi. So this particular verse talks about a person who sees everything in relationship with Supreme Personality God. And how can this Pandita see that? Because he sees in everybody's heart a supreme absolute truth in the form of Paramatma. So because he sees Paramatma, and because of seeing Paramatma in everybody's heart, he sees every living entity on the same platform. So he who systematically sees everything in relation, and he sees everything in relationship to God. In the here again, this Isha Vashuvidam Sarvam, that principle is there. There we see that whatever is your quota, you take it. So here also this Pandita who sees Supreme Absolute Truth everywhere, Supreme God everywhere, he sees everything in relationship with the Lord. That is one of the very important quality a devotee has to develop, that he sees everything in relationship to God. And that's why what a devotee does, he takes only Krishna Prasad. Because whatever food is going, it has to have connection with God. Whatever he is hearing, it should be related to God. Whatever he is seeing, he is related to Krishna. Whatever he is hearing, spreading, meditating, focusing on. So in every relationship, he sees Krishna. Or he sees everything in relationship to Supreme Lord. Further, who sees all living entities as his part and parcel. Krishna says, Aham bija prajapita. Sorry. So Krishna is that seed-giving father of all the living entities. And so he sees all living entities as his part and parcel, and who sees Supreme Lord within everything, never hates anything or any being. So he's the one who sees Supreme Lord within everything. So kan kan mein Bhagwan. So he's the one who sees Supreme Lord everything. Just give me 1 minute. Yastu sarvani bhutani atmane evatma. He is the one who systematically sees everyone and everything in relationship. Sarva bhuteshu chaturvasu, Supreme Lord within everything. He who systematically sees everything in relationship to the Supreme Lord, who sees all living entities as his part and parcel. Okay, the Supreme Lord is the one who sees all the living entity as a part and parcel. So to him, he sees everything in relationship with Supreme Lord. And who sees Supreme Lord within everything and never hates anyone and everything. The three things are explained here. They're systematically seeing God in every connection, Supreme Lord within everything, and never hates anything or any being. So he is not envious. Tato na viju gupsate. Okay, let's go through the purport. So this is what a seeing God everywhere. This verse is explained. What? Please read purport.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can Hare Krishna.
Yes, bro.
This is description of Mahabhagavat, the great personality who sees everything in relation to Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Lord presence is realized in the three stages. The Kanishta Adhikari is in the lowest stage of realization. He goes to the place of worship such as temple, church or the mosque according to his religious faith and worship. There, according to scriptural injunction, devotees in this stage consider the Lord to be present at the place of worship and now here else they cannot ascertain who is in the what position in devotional service, nor can they tell who has realized the Supreme Lord. Such duty follow the routine formulas and sometimes quarrel among themselves, considering one type of devotion better than another. These Kanishta-adhikari are actually materialistic devotee who are simple trying to transcend the material boundary to reach the spiritual plane. Those who attain the second stage of realization are called the Madhyamadhikaris. This devotee observes the distinction between four categories of being: the Supreme Lord, the devotee of the Lord, the innocent who has no knowledge of the Lord, and the atheist, who have no faith in the Lord and hate those in devotional service. The Madhyamadhikari behaves differently toward these four classes of person. He adores the Lord, considering him the object of love. He makes friends with those who are in devotional service. He tries to awaken the dormant love of God in the heart of the innocent, and he avoids the atheist who deride the very name of the Lord. Above the Madhyamadhikari is the Uttamadhikari, who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. Such a devotee does not discriminate between an atheist and a theist, but sees everyone as a part and parcel of God. He knows that there is no essential difference between a vastly learned Brahmana and a dog in the street, because of them are the part and parcel of the Lord, although they are engaged in the different bodies on account of different qualities of their activities in their previous lives. He sees that the Brahmana particles of the Supreme Lord has not misused his little independence given him by the Lord, and the dog particle has misused his independence and is therefore being punished by the laws of nature. Not considering the respective action of the Brahmana and the dog, the Uttamadhikari tries to do good to the both. Such a learned devotee is not misled by the material bodies, but is attracted by the spiritual spark within them. Those who emanate an Uttamadhikari by flaunting a sense of oneness or a fellowship, but who behave on the bodily platform, are actually false philanthropists. The conception of universal brotherhood must be learned from an Uttamadhikari and not from a foolish person who does not properly understand the individual soul or the Supreme Lord, Supreme Expansion, who dwells everywhere. It is clearly mentioned in sixth mantra that one should observe or systematically seize. This means that one must follow the previous acharya, a perfected teacher, anupashyanti in the exact Sanskrit word used in this connection. Anu means to follow and pashyanti means to observe. Thus the word anupashyanti means that one should not see these things as he does with the naked eye, but should follow the previous acharya. Due to the material defect, the naked eye cannot see anything properly. One cannot see properly unless one has heard from the Supreme Source, and the highest source is the Vedic wisdom, which is spoken by the Lord Himself. Vedic truth are coming in the disciplic succession from the Lord to Brahman, from Brahma to Narad, from Narad to Vyas, and from Vyas to many of his disciples. Formerly, there was no need to record the message from the Vedas because people in the earlier age were more intelligent and had sharper memories. They could follow the instructions simply by hearing once from the mouth of bona fide spiritual master.
Okay, bro. So, Srila Prabhupada in the beginning was talking about the Mahabhagavat, the great personality who sees everything in relationship to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, when I spoke about this Pandita Samadarshana, there is another verse which talks about a Mahatma. Mahatmanustu Mahapartha, Manushim Manush. So that particular verse, or there are further verses, there is one verse which comes in 7th chapter also, which speaks about the Mahatma. So one of the very important quality of a Mahatma is that he sees everyone as he does not hate anyone, and he sees or he loves every living entity. And also he sees everyone and everything on a same platform. He does not differentiate. It's very important. A person who differentiates has a Kanishta mentality. And that Kanishta mentality person, what he does is he gives importance to the temple worship. He gives importance to the form of a deity. But when it comes to a devotee, he does not pay attention. When it comes to giving the message to others, he does not care for it. So there are different qualities of Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uddhamadhikari is explained. But then one of the very important quality of a devotee, of a pure devotee or Mahabhagavata is that he sees everything in relationship with the God. So we need to develop this quality, which is very, very important. Seeing everything in relationship with the God. Our job is in relationship with God. Our studies are in relationship with God. Our relationship, Krishna is the center of the relationship, and then those relationships are in the relationship with the God. Or when it comes to our eating, sleeping, or whatever activity, it has to be in relationship with the Supreme Absolute Truth. That's very important. So seeing everything in relationship with the Supreme Absolute Truth is a quality of a Mahabhagavatam. So Prabhupada is talking about hatred and love are opposite things. Unless one is devoid of hatred, one cannot attain love. So that's very important. He has to be devoid of hatred. Then only he can have a love. And to say that love is for what? Everything in relationship with Supreme Lord. And that love is for everyone. So there are three types of adhikar. There are three types of people who are explained here. One is those who have attained the second stage of realization are Madhyamadhikari. So there are three things. One is Kanishtadhikari, another is Madhyamadhikari, and third is a Uttamadhikari, which is a pure devotee or Mahabhagat. These are explained here. These devotees observe the destiny. So we just saw about the Kanishtadhikari. And Kanishtadhikaris are actually materialistic devotees who are simply trying to transcend the material boundary to reach the spiritual plane. So Kanishtadhikari are the lowest stage of realization. They worship the Lord in the temple according to their faith and the scriptural injunction. In the dealings cannot ascertain another devotee's position or realization of the Lord if they cannot understand what is the position of the devotee or their realization. They quarrel with sometimes with devotees. Kanishtadhikari sometimes quarrel with devotees, so we should be careful. Then they are materialistic in nature and simply tries to transcend the material boundaries to reach to the spiritual plane. So they are just trying. They are, but then they are not perfected. Then comes a Madhyamadhikari, which Prabhupada is explaining. Those devotees who observe the distinction between four categories of being: the Supreme Lord, the devotee of the Lord, the innocent, who have no knowledge of the Lord, and the atheist, who have no faith in the Lord. So these are the devotees who can observe the distinction between the four categories: a materialistic person, or a Supreme Lord, or a Nastic person, or a devotee of Lord. So Madhyamadhikari behaves differently towards these four classes of person. He adores the Lord, consider him as object of love. He makes friend with those who are in devotional service. He tries to awaken the dormant love of God in the heart of innocent. So he is a preacher. He is a good devotee who is having good relationship with devotees. And he knows that Krishna is the object of my love. And he avoids atheists who deride the very name of the Lord. So Prema, Maitra, Krupa, and Upeksha. These are the four things which they do with four kind of people. Prema towards Lord. Maitri towards they are friendly towards the devotees. Krupa, they shower their mercy on those people who are devoid of Krishna conscious knowledge. And Upeksha, they avoid faithless people. They don't mingle around with the faithless people. They avoid atheistic or faithless mind of people. So this is the explanation of Mahatma given by Srila Prabhupada, and then further Prabhupada talks about Uttamadhikari. So above the Madhyamadhikari is the Uttamadhikari, who sees everything in relationship with the Supreme Lord. So Uttamadhikari has an equal vision, sees everything in relationship with Lord, sees everyone as a part and parcel of Krishna, and he does not discriminate between the atheist and the theist. He does not differentiate. He has an equal vision towards him. Pandita Samadarshina, who is seeing Brahmana, Gaya, Brahmana, cow, elephant, dog or dog eater, all varieties of people. There is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Chandala, Pulanda, Pulkesha, so many varieties. He sees everybody on equal platform because he himself is so absorbed in Krishna. He sees everyone and everything in relationship with God. Madhyamadhikari sees difference. There is a Supreme Lord, there is atheist person, there is non-believer, there is innocent faithless person. So he's seeing different people, different level. But here, this Uttamadhikari is way too high. He's so absorbed in Krishna that he sees everything in relationship with Krishna, and he is very, very merciful. And he does not discriminate between theist, atheist, and he sees everyone as a part and parcel of God. And he has a spiritual vision, further explained that this Uttam Adhikari, those who imitates an Uttam Adhikari is flaunting a sense of oneness or fellowship, but who behaves on the bodily platform are actually false philanthropists. So there may be people some try to imitate, but that's not right. Okay. Further, Prabhupada is talking about a spiritual vision. This Uttama Adhikari has a very nice spiritual vision. His understanding is also very nice. Sees no essential difference between a Brahmana, dog, we also saw. And he is liberated. One who is already on a liberated platform can become Uttama Adhikari. Sees every jiva as a brother. So this Uttama Adhikari, he sees everyone on an equal platform. The imitators of Uttamadhikari, further Prabhupada is talking about those who are imitating Uttamadhikari. These imitators of Uttamadhikari are philanthropists, they are false philanthropists.
Prabhuji, you got mute.
Hare Krishna. Yes. And then this imitator of Uttamadhikari is explained by Prabhupada. Those who imitate Uttamadhikari, they are false philanthropists. They are just trying to be good to the people, but then actually they cannot differentiate. There may be so many people putting a tag of, some Samaj Karyakarta or Samaj Seva, but they cannot actually be on that platform of Uttamadhikari. Uttamadhikari can see everyone on an equal level. He can love everyone. He can have compassion for equal one, a similar kind of compassion. So there are these false philanthropists who flaunt a sense of oneness and the fellowship, but behave on a body platform. Why? How they cannot be called as a Mahatma or Uttama Adhikari? Because they are on a bodily platform. Then, there are imitators of Uttama Adhikari are politicians. The politicians are one who always after some material gain. And then just to attend that material gain, they do a show like Uttama Adhikari, but they are not Uttama Adhikari. Okay, continue reading.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, shall I read?
Yes.
At present, there are many commentaries on the revealed scriptures, but most of them are not in the line of disciplic succession, coming from Srila Vyasadeva, who originally compiled the Vedic wisdom. The final, most perfect and sublime work by Srila Vyasadeva is Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the natural commentary of the Vedanta Sutra. There is also the Bhagavad Gita, which was spoken by the Lord himself and recorded by Vyasadeva. There are the most important revealed scriptures, and any commentary that contradicts the principles of the Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam is unauthorized. There is complete agreement among the Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam, and no one should try to reach any conclusion about the Vedas without receiving instructions from members of Vyasadeva's disciplic succession, who believe in the personality of Godhead and his diverse energies as they are explained in Sri Isopanisad. According to the Bhagavad Gita 18.54, only one who is already on the liberated platform, Brahma Bhuta, can become an Uttama Adhikari devotee and see every living being as his own brother. This vision cannot be had by politicians who are always after some material gain. One who imitates the symptoms of an Uttama Adhikari may serve another's outward body for the purpose of fame or material reward, but he does not serve the spirit soul. Such an imitator can have no information of the spiritual world. The Uttama Adhikari sees the spirit soul within the material body and serves him as spirit. Thus, the material aspect is automatically served.
Hare Krishna. So how can we have this equal vision, or how can we have this vision of Mahabhagavata is by anupashyanti, that anu means to follow and pashyanti means observe. Though this means that one must learn to see everything by hearing and following from a acharya. And Srila Prabhupada is explaining about, how Brahmaji, Narada, Vyasa, how in disciplic succession they have understood or studied everything. That's a very important thing Prabhupada explained. Further, also Prabhupada is also explaining about, Vyasadeva has done the work of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. And this, Bhagavad Gita, which is also personally spoken by a Supreme Person of Godhead. So these scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are very important. And the commentaries which are given by devotees, special acharyas, are very important. No one should try to reach to any conclusion of the Vedas without receiving instruction from the member of Vyasadeva's disciplic succession. That's very important. One cannot jump to anything and everything. His diverse energies, who believes in the personality of Godhead and his diverse energies, as they're explained in Sri Isopanisad. Further, according to Bhagavad Gita, it is very nicely explaining that, Brahmabhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kamshati samasarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labhate param. So who can be that Mahabhagavata, who sees everyone without being envious of them, or who does not hate anyone and sees everything in relationship with God? That Mahabhagavata or Uttama Adhikari is the one Brahmabhuta, is called as the Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. That Mahabhagavat who is always happy, Prasannatma. Na sochati na kankshati, he does not laments, or he does not desire. Na sochati na kankshati. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu, he is equal to all the living entities. And that kind of person, Mad Bhakti Labhata Para. Krishna says that kind of person attends my devotional service. And that's why he's called as the Uttamadhikari. Who is that Uttamadhikari? He sees everybody in the relationship with Krishna. He does not lament, he does not desire, and does not have any material desire. And he is completely into, he's having an understanding of supreme absolute truth. And he is always prasanna, happy. Why this person is very special. He attends my devotional service. So who can have this understanding is that kind of person who is completely knowing the absolute feature and relationship between a jiva and supreme absolute truth. So this is very, very important. So how can one attain this? By the process of hearing. So Shruti is very important. So previously there were Shruti Dharas who can just by hearing once could understand the scriptures very well. So this is very important, and that's why to come to this level, that seeing everything in relationship with God, which is the vision of a Uttam Adhikari or Mahabhagavata. To come to that understanding, person has to hear very well. That's very important thing, which is explained here. Okay, any question on the explanation of mantra number 6?
What is the point of love and hatred you explained in start?
Just 1 minute, bro. Yes, bro. What you are asking?
You explained some point of love and hatred. What is
Love
that?
and?
Love and hatred.
Yes, bro. So, you want me to repeat it again?
Yes, it is not mentioned in book, right?
Yeah, it is not mentioned in the book. But why I was talking about it? Because the verse which ends with Tato na Vijugupsate. He never hates or criticizes anyone or anything. So hatred and love, they are the opposite things. Hate and love, they are opposite of each other. Whenever somebody is completely free from hatred. He cannot have love. And that's why this particular quality is a quality of Mahabhagavata. Basically, this verse is talking, glorifying Uttamadhikari. And that Uttamadhikari devotee sees everything in relationship with God. And why? How can he see that? Because he has no hate rate towards anyone and anything in this world. He does not hate anything and everything. That's the reason I was talking about hatred. And if he's not hating anyone, that means he has love for everyone. When he sees actually everybody on an equal platform, he has that compassion. He is very merciful to every living entity. Why? Because he has that love for all the living beings. Samah sarveshu bhuteshu. He is very equal to everyone. And there is another verse which talks about a Shraddhavan person or a devotee, which says that that person is so faithful, full of faith, Shraddhavan, that everybody becomes friend to him and he becomes friend to all. So I just forgot the verse. Which is, I think that's a verse in the 3rd chapter, which talks about. Okay, I'm not getting it. Anyway, so that verse talks about how he's friend to all and everybody is a friend of his. So similarly in the connection of this hatred and love, if there is a hatred, there cannot be love. And that hatred begins with Supreme Lord. A living entity can we can have a hatred towards Krishna himself because he has this mentality of being God. Or the living entity, he'll have hatred towards the superiors or the equals or the juniors. So that is all not a quality of Mahabhagat. Mahabhagat sees everyone, even if he's a Chandala, even if he's a Shudra, even if he's Brahmana, even if he's a cow, dog eater, anything. He sees everyone on equal platform and he loves everybody. And because there is no hate in his heart, there is no envy in his heart. Okay, so I was just explaining that hatred is and love are the opposite things. If somebody is fully devoid of hatred, he has the love in his heart fully.
So Prabhuji, in that connection, like in the name of practicality, sometimes like we see as other religions extremist, a little bit from a hatred point of view. Although we know that they are the supreme beings, part and parcel, but so how we see that?
Yes, a lot of things are coming up because of the leadership who is Hindutva-vadi. Many Hindus will feel hatred towards those who are miscreants or envious people who are creating disturbance in the society. Or there are some people who are like a demonic qualities who are creating disturbance. So this is the quality, first of all, to understand, Prabhu, this is the quality of a Mahabhagavad.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the level of Mahabhagavad, yes, he sees everyone of any religion, envious or non-envious, he sees everybody on the same platform. So, but when it comes to act, like, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur said that, the snake and scorpions are very envious and they should be killed at once. As soon as you see them, they should be killed because they have a strong envious nature. So this devotee, now who is Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Thakur? He's a pure devotee. He's a Mahabhagavad. Then why is he saying that, you see a snake or a scorpio, you kill them because of their envious nature? So, like Arjuna, who Krishna is teaching Arjuna, Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhakti Lavatam Param, that you will attend my devotion if you see everybody on a same platform. Arjuna is telling that only. Arjuna is saying, Arey, come on, you said me the same thing. I was also having the similar argument that I love all of them. I don't envy them. Why are you asking me to fight? So when it comes to the understanding of protecting dharma, following the religion, when it comes to the understanding of living in this world, sometimes there may be some act which need to be performed for our protection. Like atata is when they're attacking. For our protection, if we are doing something, that is understood. But we ourselves should not create that hatred in our heart and on the heart of others. That's why a devotee who is full of love has a compassion. Srila Prabhupada went to all the countries. He met all varieties of people, converted all varieties of religious people into a devotee. There were hippies who were trying to attack him, but he had the similar compassion. When Prabhupada was walking in the roads of Bawri, He was saying they were completely drunk, intoxicated. They were like vomiting and sweating and were passing blood and urine and stool there only, living in an ugly way where we will not go. But Prabhupada had that compassion, who could see Paramatma in their heart, who had that compassion that this living entity should get connected to Krishna. Because of that Mahabhagavata compassion, he went and he did it. So when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is saying that, oh, you at once see them and you kill them, because that is where the protection. Because these are the envious entities who will come and attack. So when it comes to our protection, we stand for it. But we unnecessarily don't create hatred. We unnecessarily don't go and fight with them, or create hatred amongst self or amongst within our heart. Okay, bro?
Yes, we understand. Thank you.
Anything else? That was a nice question, by the way. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, last text, like mantra, like last text, like Achintya, Prabhuji, Achintya. And this is Veda, Achintya Veda. Like, here I am not understanding like this Veda philosophy in this. I not clearly understood, Prabhuji, like Veda, Achintya, that inconceivable potency, like in whatever that Achintya, that I got clearly understood in the last text, Prabhuji. But in the present text, I clearly not understood, Prabhuji. Achintya Veda. Whatever
Okay.
that.
Okay, so just to make it simplified, just try to understand this particular verse according to Achintya Tattva. Don't try to bring Veda and Aveda here. Where Veda and Aveda is mainly for the living entity and Krishna. So don't mix these three things. Just keep it aside. Veda is all obviously explained there that there is a difference. But as of now, for understanding this verse to be understood as Achintya Tattva, mainly this verse is talking about Achintya Tattva, not the Bheda and Aveda Tattva much. So Achintya is inconceivable. What is inconceivable? Whenever you see there is a contradiction and similarities, that is inconceivable. So there is a contradiction that he can walk and he cannot walk. But he is at the same time that he is that one supreme personality of Godhead. From here, whom though so many energies are emanating, or he is the one who can walk, does not walk. He is present and not present. So it's a contradictory thing. And so it's sometimes very difficult for a materialistic or atheist, or to sometimes a person who started practicing devotional service, a sadhaka, for him also, who has a fragile faith, Komala Shraddha, will have this doubt. How is that possible? How can that happen? Why? Because he's attached to his own opinions, he's attached to his own thought process, he's attached to his own body. And because of that, understanding this Achintya Tattva is very difficult. So, this particular Tattva is Achintya Tattva, inconceivable. So, slowly, this Achintya Tattva will be revealed and a person will understand. So, just understand this verse as a Achintya Tattva. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thanks, Prabhuji.
Okay, so what shall we do? It's 12:55. Shall we stop or continue? One more verse. Bro?
So other can also say. I will say stop from my end.
Okay, okay. Fine, we'll stop here. Tomorrow we don't have a class because I have a Mahasudarshan Yajna to be performed in temple from 10 to 1 o'clock. And then there are continuous classes after that. But we will surely meet next Saturday and Sunday. Okay? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Isopanisad ki jai.
Jai. Thank you.